26 years ago, our next guest gifted fans with one of the most iconic celebrations in sports history when she knocked in the game-winning penalty kick for the U.S. women's national team during the '99 Women's World Cup. There she is. That moment went on to inspire generations of athletes. And today, we have the legend herself. Please welcome Olympic and World Cup champion Brandi Chastain, new friend of the show.
Good morning.
Brandi, good morning to you. This image just over my right shoulder is kind of the only one I want on the show the rest of the day. This is so fantastic that you're here. And at one point, the New York Times named this the most iconic photograph ever taken of a female athlete. I know it's been 25 years, as I just mentioned, but did you have an awareness, this version of Brandi Chastain, what this celebration in this moment was going to mean for young female athletes for the rest of time?
Absolutely not. And no way was I ever dreaming up the fact that I would take the 5th penalty kick in the World Cup final for sure. So I wish I was that much of a visionary, but no, that was definitely not what I had in mind. But I think if there's something that I really have always loved about sport is the natural and the genuine and authentic emotions that happen when you're out on the field, playing with your friends and your teammates, and what happens in those moments. And so for that, I'm really, I look at it and I'm proud, and I'm also like, wow, that just, I would have loved to have been a fan in the stands. I love big sporting events. I love watching and being inspired. And the greatest thing is that I get people coming up to me still to this day, like, I was there, I went with my parents, and, this is why we were there. And so it's really, it's an amazing opportunity to connect with people wherever they are, however they are, and why they love sports.
Brandi, I definitely agree that photo captures the passion that is on the football field and that energy. A team that also had that kind of passion and energy after they beat the Rams was your hometown team of the San Francisco 49ers. Now, that team does have multiple star players out due to injury, but they're still 4-1.
Yeah,
there you go.
What's that?
How are you feeling as a fan about this team?
That's my Jerry Rice and Stevie Young.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah. Ooh, let's keep that in a glass case. Let's keep it in a glass case. How are you feeling about this team?
I throw it around every now and again.
Nice. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about the Niners?
Well, like you said, every team is going to go through these ups and downs during the season. You're not going to go injury-free, especially in a league like the NFL. It's just entirely too physical to get away with that. So you're going to have to use your whole team, your whole roster. You're going to have a coaching staff that is astute about making changes and be agile in those moments. And I'm super excited for them. I love the fact that the 49ers are doing well. Losing your quarterback or a player like George Kittle that could be detrimental to the outcome of the rest of your season. So I'm happy that they're stepping up, and next player up is doing well.
Hey, Brandi, it's Willie here. Honor to meet you. I know you're from California. Is there a moment in sports that you remember from your childhood? Anything that sticks out?
Oh, there's quite a few, but I would say the catch was one of them for sure. And also the fact that I then became friends with Dwight later on was really remarkable, because that moment was just so pivotal in my head. I have to let you guys into my secret delusional fantasy of an 8-year-old was that I thought I was going to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
And sure. Yeah, because it's what my dad watched on TV. It's what my godfather was, a professional in the NFL. I'll show you a little photo of him signing a football.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he played in the leather helmets era. And so I just thought, that was for me. And this is my next prop. Sorry. This here is Michael Strahan's helmet.
Oh,
he signed it for me.
Look at you.
Yeah. I wanted to be Michael Strahan. I wanted to chase the quarterback down and sack him. And so, but the NFL really had an impression on me. And I love the idea of camaraderie and team, and the excitement that the fans got from watching their favorite players was always really special.
Brandi, I think it's so cool that we are at our core a football show, but we want to talk about soccer. We want to talk about women's soccer, and it's really getting into so many more conversations. To that point, the WNBA is also doing that. It's being talked about so much more. And I wonder if you have a perspective on that. There's so many things going on, from young talents to outspoken women questioning leadership all across the map. Like, what are your perspectives right now on the state of the WNBA?
Well, number one is that the players are the greatest commodity that sports leagues have. So we have to make sure that we are treating them in an equitable manner. I think we also have to make sure that we're giving all our athletes everything they need to be successful. And if that's not happening, then the product will diminish and the league will go away. So I think that feels like a very simple recipe. But I think part of the evolution of women's sports also has been that, we're new-ish compared to the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball. Yeah. And so it's not a plug-and-play situation. It's not what was good for the men is good for the women. It's just not, it's not accurate thinking, and it's not it's not the way that I think women should be treated. So I think that's part of the issues that I think every league will have on the women's side is how do we get it right for what we as the athletes in those professional leagues need, and let's sort that out. What we do know is that women's sports historically, and I'm going to say over the 50 years that I've been playing sports, that the talent, the intellect, the capacity, the capability, the compassion for the fans has always been there. It's the richest, deepest well of all of that and talent that had just barely been dipped into by, the believers. And now everyone gets to see how amazing women's sports can be. And it's different. And it doesn't have to be the same as men's sports. And it can thrive because there's a population of people who really, really love it. And so we have to take care of it in a way that it needs.
It's an important clarification you make, Brandi. You continue your involvement, though, in sports, both on and off the pitch, as you are working on a new campaign with California Governor Gavin Newsom. What's this about?
Well, he and the first partner have been supporting youth sports for years now, but this is the 20 by 20 Coaches Challenge. What we're trying to do is to support coaches where they are, whether that's a technically a coach or a parent who's acting as a coach, and give them the tools they need so that not the how do you teach football or how do you teach soccer or baseball or whatever it is, but how do you connect with your athletes so they stay in sports? We're seeing a decline, up to 70% of kids dropping out of sports by the age of 13, which is terrible. We understand the physical capacity and the reason for sports, the health and the wellness, but we also have the mental side of things that really need to be cultivated as much as how to run a route and how to catch a ball.
Brandi, it's so cool to hear how you wish to grow the game both on and off the field for the athletes, the parents, all that are involved, because it goes beyond just what people are watching. It's how everyone can engage in sport. Brandi Chastain, you're an absolute legend, and I can't believe we get to list you now as a friend of our show on Good Morning Football. Both sends wherever you are in the world, Good Morning Football to Brandi Chastain and the rest of everybody. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate you so much.